I'm sure everyone has seen the commercial that we just watched for the ASPCA. We talked about it a few weeks ago in class. From my audience analysis, I gathered that everyone here has adopted from an animal shelter and supports them. Unfortunately, not everyone feels the same way. I myself have been educated and done my research on my topic, and I have owned some shelter dogs, and I have Annie too. You should continue to support shelters and adopt from them, in addition to encouraging your friends and family to do the same. Today, we are going to cover why we need to do this, how we can do this, and how the lives of many animals will improve because of our actions. First, let us talk about the need. Buying from pet shops such as these support puppy mills. What you don't see in pictures like this is where they came from. Places like that. And this. Animals that come from places, when you buy from pet shops, you're supporting places like that. The Helping Hands Humane Society website shares that animals in puppy mills are treated like machines. For example, a dog that is 5 years old could have already given birth to 10 litters of puppies, which is very hard on their bodies. They are not given medical attention, if any, and they are not treated like living beings. They're given very little attention and care, no time to play, things like that. The Do Something website states that puppy mills are legal in most states and that there is very little protection for these animals. And even if we don't support puppy mills and buy from pet shops, even buying from pet breeders, even buying purebreds from pet breeders is still illogical, because the Humane Society already cares for 6 to 8 million animals in need of homes. And because of all these factors, many animals are dying unnecessary deaths every day. The Humane Society reports that 3 to 4 million animals are euthanized annually. And personally, and what you can do to help stop this is animal breeders should be given very strict guidelines, and puppy mills should be shut down. In order to do this, you can contact your representative and ask them to voice your concerns. You can also petition for these things. And I understand that it would be kind of ridiculous to ask all breeders to stop what they do, because I do know that is a source of income for many people. And there is a show circuit for dogs, the American Kennel Club, things like that. However, if the puppy mills could be shut down and breeders could be given very strict guidelines and with animals' rights in mind, that would be better for the animals. And then a few more years down the road, euthanasia could only be used for animals who are nearing the end of their life or belong to families who cannot afford to pay for their medical treatment. And again, continuing to adopt from your animal shelter is the best and I guess easiest thing that you can do to support this cause. And personally, I would like to attribute to this because I got my dog Annie from an animal shelter. She was found, we found her on PetFinder.com. She was about 3 hours away, and when they found her, she was skin and bones. She had 8 puppies. She had bald patches. She was in pretty rough shape, and when they first gave her a pig ear, she gave it to her puppies right away. And she's kind of, I like to think of her like the dog from Peter Pan, and she's a big, pretty much a babysitter. She's a great dog, and she has a wonderful disposition. And this is something that you really don't find in purebred dogs, because they've known nothing other than having a good life. Dogs such as Annie, they understand what you're giving them, and they're grateful for that. And so typically because of this, they have better dispositions. Anyway, now if we follow the suggestions that I have said, we would see that there would be very few animal breeders, and because of this, this would raise the price of purebreds, which really would encourage families to adopt from animal shelters, because they most likely would be unable to afford the purebreds. And if more people started adopting from animal shelters, the euthanasia rates would go down quite a bit. So really that would save a lot of lives. instead of creating more animals like buying from breeders would do. Now to recap, adopting animals from shelters and encouraging the government to regulate the breeding industry more harshly would lead to a brighter future without so many unwanted animals or even dead animals. Today we covered why animal breeding needs closer regulation, how to attack the problem, and how the future generations will benefit animals and people alike if these steps are followed. Next time you hear Sarah McLachlan's voice, know and see those puppy eyes and watch those commercials like the one I showed you earlier, know that it really is not an exaggeration, and those things will continue to be a reality if you do not support what I've talked about today. If you don't take the steps, please at least continue to adopt from animal shelters. And thank you.